Great day, everyone. All right, we got a little NVIDIA going on. We got SPY gapping to the upside. We can see that for their, what is this? This is July. Where is this one starting? What is this date here? Okay, this will just, we will delete that line. Where is this one starting? Over here? The 8th of August? No. Where does it start? August 22nd here. Let's see. Let's undo that. How far back does that one go? All right. No, I think that one. The green one here, I think is our April level. So we've seen that. Okay, let's go here. This is January 3rd is down here. Orange and yellow. Oop, other way around. All right, 648 for the SPY. That's our January level. 648. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, it was on the 16th. That was on the 16th. All right, so let's bring this forward. Trying to see what is this one over here? Where is this? All right, this is the July 1st level. But where is this one? This is our April level. Has moved up to 644.64. 644.64 there. All right. This is an old one. There we go. Let's delete this stuff. Let's clean and clear this up. Oh, you know what? Tunes. Tunes. We're missing some tunes. You got it. You got it. Let's go this one. Let's go here. Hopefully it's not too loud. All right. So we saw a small drawdown and now we are gapping to the upside. We are right in line with what they were expecting. Great day, Terry. What they were expecting for the rate announcement. There we go. There are the limits for today. All right, tweet that out. Let's go over here. Boom, boom. Ain't it great to be crazy? All right, Terry, you know it. We got that. No worries. All right, let's pin this. Let's post this. Triple witching happening on Friday. So be prepared for that. Wild, crazy stock market activity, likely wide range throughout the day. However, probably not going to move anywhere pretty quickly. So for announcements for today, let's clear this up. None. All right. Thursday, unemployment claims, 8:30. They might have popped it higher to get bigger move on. We can see yesterday that this moved to the upside. We've got 635.77 here. All right. Let's also look at fear and greed for the market for today, 57. Let's go to crypto fear and greed, 51. Did you hear about this crazy, let's see if we can see, Trump and Bitcoin sculpture? Supposedly there's this crazy, yeah, look at this. Trump unveiled a Bitcoin Someone just unveiled Trump holding a Bitcoin statue outside the US Capitol. How could they just randomly put this here? This is like one of the most protected areas. If you're ever down on the mall, you can see that, okay, so Trump is trying to solve the problems of the US, offering Bitcoin as the solution. That's what I see out of that. So are we going to see a crazy push for Bitcoin? Likely. Likely. But that's not a US currency. That's a privately owned digital, right? So is that logical? To me, no. But, okay, let's check out UVXY over here. Have they moved it on the daily? No, 1343 here. And today we're at 1018. Let's go to BXX. 3603. Okay, they moved that a bit. 3603, and we're at 3250. UVIX. You can see how this is just moving down daily. Ooh, this one we're going to ignore. But this one they moved to 1131. All right. And we're at 9.67. Let's go to SPXS. I'm not saying trade these. I'm just showing you where the big money is located versus the price. You can see that as it says green here, I almost said blue for some reason. As it says green, that means that the market tends to be bullish when we are below these prices because it is an inverse indicator. All right. So the lowest one here is 1847. 15.74. Big gap up, big gap up. SRTY is for the Russell. All right. 1286. So they have moved them a bit, but looks like they're still in short the indexes, bullish for the market for now. I mean, sorry, short these inverse ETFs, bullish for the market. All right, let's look at Intel today, rocking it to the upside. Don't care what the news is. Let's trade the stock, right? Unless it's a buy out of Intel, which I don't think. NVIDIA invested $5 billion buying shares, causing Intel's stock to jump. But it's not a full buy out. All right. 4.65 billion. Sounds like Intel's getting an NVIDIA bailout to me. All good in the neighborhood. All right. We've got it over here. 24.45 was the big money level. There we go. All right. Tesla, open. IonQ, SOUN. So we have NVIDIA doing a flip around, regaining from the day prior. We are still seeing that we are below big money. So this is quite interesting. I exited yesterday right here, right after open. So take that out. That was the entry. All right, let's also look at MicroStrategy. Advancing nicely today. We are finally above that point of control. Look at it right here. They dropped it down, popped it around. We're just above it, 335.88. Let's check out Coiny. Above the big money, 319.95. right, let's check out SOUN for swinging. Very nice, very nice. Coming up, look at what, like, we're testing this zone over here, former point of control. $364. Point of controls down here at $13.61. All right, let's also look at Tesla. Advancing as well. We'll add that on. Continue to advance to the upside. IonQ. Great day, Roger. Did you see we got AMD on for you? Big gap on IonQ. And we'll also cover open. I'll add those on over here. Open is somewhat going sideways. You guys see this range that we are in between 9 and 1060, 1050 area? It's just up, down, up, down. So if we, for fun, were to put this on from this day right here, big money is at 903. All right. Let's add on open. It still has not changed on the big picture. AMD for Roger. How, Roger? I'm so sorry. AMD stubbed its toe and fell. 0.61. Well, because of market manipulation, Roger. The numbers came in line and they positioned themselves to, you know, move the market. That's exactly the reason why. Is there any logic in the market besides it's 100% manipulated? What's the logic? TSM. That's a big drop. That's multiple day bearish engulfing. 518. Point of control. Hey, I don't have a recent one on here. Oh, I do. 241.36. Baba is babaing down. They're doing the babaing for apples. Bad joke. Very bad joke. Instead of babaing, the jobless data's out. Okay, thank you. Was it worse than expected? I'm guessing that it is because they popped it. Oh no. Unemployment claims. It has dropped. 2.24 billion. All right, and our earnings is right here at 135.12. What about the manipulation, Roger? Are you serious, Roger? You know the market's manipulated. All the Chinese stocks are down. What is ARM? This one's pretty powerful to the downside too. 1.05 billion. All right. Our BOC over here, 139.76. Is that what you're saying you forgot about? The manipulation? Unilever. Is that Unilever? Unity Software. What are pulling to the downside? Look at that, 333 million on Unilever. 39.19 there. I'm very mellow today. How about you? Howdy, Fish and Deer. Mellow Jello. Oh, you got into AMD at 150 today? Nice pre-market trade. All right, let's get into this. Let me tweet out what we are covering today. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we've got some great ones on the list today. If you have any other stocks you would like to see me cover, put it in the chat. Why should you care what I have to say? Well, you are always entitled to your own personal opinion. I've been in the stock market trading world for 25 years, here to help you guys with your trades, give you some perspective, maybe something you also didn't see. As with trading, you want to find the reasons not to get in instead of the reasons to get in. If you're just looking, you can have rose-colored filter and get in without potentially seeing something. So we are here together to profit together, work together, share trade ideas, and all have amazing trading days. We will be going over some cryptos coming up. So let me just tweet this here, cryptos. So I follow the biggest wallet in the room, the big money, right? I like to follow the big money. And if the big money is buying, let's buy. If the big money is selling, let's sell. Pretty easy, right? All right, here we go. Let's get into the crypto portion. Ba-da-bum-bum, ba-da-bum-bum. That's a little too mellow jello for me. This sounds too mellow bop. Let's try this one. Xena? Okay, we'll add it on. I'm still loving RR. The returns so far on RR are pretty nice. Pretty nice. Look at this. Big move up, retrace, jump in, boom. Very, very nice. Very nice. All right, let's get on over to Bitcoin. Sorry, got distracted talking about potential trades. We'll check it out for you. All right, we are in test zone area of the big money, 17,983.90. They are bringing it up here. Are they going to try to break it out, suck people in so that they can sell more? Well, yeah, that's always a potential. We could also put this like this. Any way you pretty much slice this, we are testing. Here's another sort of breakout candle today. Is this breakout candle going to be rejected at the big money level, or will we see a pop up here? Right? We've had this now come up there, so I would rearrange that. Here is our potential move. If it pops, I'm going to say up to the 127 zone. If we pop above as that, hey, this is where we went. We got 127,500 from where we are if it breaks. So what do I look at? I look at where the big money is located on the chart. If the price action goes above, it's buying. If it goes below, it's selling. If it's hitting it or going like this, it's a test, right? Are there still people selling here? Are there still people, are people shorts going to get out, right? Now, for intraday trading, I am looking to see what's going on with the point of control, that big money position for the day. For today, where is it? There it is. 117,269 and 87 cents. Let's go to Ethereum. See where our big money level is on the daily. It has not changed for 42.98 and 8 cents. And the intraday level, 46.02.52. All right, XRP over here. Looks like an inverted head and shoulders, stronger on the right shoulder, potential pop. If we look at it of a depth 312 down to 275.40 cents, maybe up to 355 up here for XRP as a target. All right, daily has not changed from 3.0102. Intraday is at 310, 3.10836. All right, let's go to XLM. XLM over here. Big money level still up here. We have a cup and handle, boom, breakout happening. The depth of 0.35 to 0.45 cents. I would add it on. I'd add it on from right here. So looking for a 44 target. Oopsies. And intraday level is at 0.398146. All right, Doge daily is the same down here. Intraday 0.20, 0.28223. All right, let's go to Solana. Daily has not moved. Intraday is hanging out 246.72. All right, now let's go back and create the trade setups. If you are new, welcome. If you like what you see, hit the like, subscribe, turn on notifications. If you'd like to learn more, go to carpeprofit.com, boom, and you will find my website right here. All my educational items, one-on-one coaching, trading terminology, how to trade like a billionaire, shows you for $11 how to set all of this up on your chart and how to use it to profit. All right, let's get into the Bitcoin trade setups. So we are right there. Let's put it up above 17,600, 117,600, or below over here, 116, and we do 900, 116, 900. Ooh la la, that is totally off. Let's get rid of that. Let's try that again. Yeah, 116, 900, and 117, 600. Where's Willie today? We're missing Willie. Where's Willie Hayes? Willie must be working. All right, doing construction. Oopsies. I didn't mean to hit that one. Let's go to Ethereum over here. Same chart, just different. One is the market cap and one is the actual trading price. All right, 46.1250 or below, right over here, 45.70. All right, 45.70 and 46.1250. If you have any stocks, but like Fish and Deer on Twitch just put out Zena or Xena. I keep doing the same thing. Intel had an infusion from NVIDIA, so sounds like they needed help and NVIDIA gave them some money. That's the way I read that news story. Something was going down and NVIDIA is helping to bail them out. So let's do 314, 3.14 for a potential long trade on XRP and 3.09 for a potential short trade. All right, let's go to XLM. XLM looks like a head and shoulders at the moment. 0.4013. Ha, 0. Oh my goodness. 0.4013. There we go. Fish and Deer. Sounds political considering the U.S. investment in Intel. Yeah, well, and NVIDIA, which just got the no more buying. It was so funny because I was joking around saying, hey, watch these. We've had these big prints And now watch, it'll be something like China is not going to buy the chips. Boom, it happened. Did I make that happen? No. But seeing the big money move, you start to see patterns. You start to see what would be the news story that could potentially affect the price of the stock. So NVIDIA pulled back on that news and then it surged again after infusing money into another company. Does that make sense? It doesn't really make sense. Usually when people are doing a buyout or something, it ends up that stock drops. So NVIDIA's price to me, I mean, you know, the whole market, it's just showing me even more that it's manipulated. So just stay on the right side with the big guys. 0.278 for Doge for potential short and 0.283 for potential long. All right, let's go with Solana. And then if you say it sounds political, and I will say that it sounds 100% manipulated, is it the politicians manipulating it? What do you think? Do you think it's the politicians manipulating the stock market to make the millions for themselves and then turn it into billions? What do you think? 245 and 247.50 for Solana. All right, let me tweet that out. 100% fish and deer. All right, I'm glad somebody else might see the same thing I do. I don't know. So then if the politicians are not allowed to trade, what do you think is going to happen to the stock market? How do you think they're going to make their money? You think that bill will ever pass where they're not allowed to trade? All right, let's check out Intel up next. And I'm putting, I have Xena on the list over there. All right, so Intel, big infusion from NVIDIA. Look at this nice, do you guys see this wedge? It's just so beautiful. Right here and right here. You guys see that? Hey there, little flagpole. I see the flag at the top of the pole. So what is our height? 25.53, 233, 8 points. If we break the flag, look for that 8 points. It's like one of the most perfect setups ever. I gotta take a picture of this for that reason, for teaching. This is like the best little wedge. Did you guys see the flag? It's so pretty. All right, let me put it down here. I'll save that Intel flag. You know you're a trading dork when you get excited about stock charts. Proud to be one. All right, let's just go Intel flag chart. Boom. Okay. Let's bring this back over here. All right, let's move these lines up. Let's bring it back on a 5-minute chart. Oh, it's so pretty. $32.80 here. And $31.50. All right, $31.50, $32.80. And let's go to our short volumes for Intel. Maybe they wanted to capitalize on a major short volume. No, just 36%. I was going to get excited if that was really high. NVIDIA, for sure, lots of shorts. No, really? Oh my goodness, 0.46. How about MSTR? No? Everybody's going long. Interesting. People bought the dip. They bought the dip. Coin, SOUN, 0.4. Let's check out Tesla. 0.48 IonQ. I do. And I add numbers. 59% on IonQ. How about open? 30% short, and Xena. 37% short. Looks like very low volume there. I want to check on RR. 51% short, and SXC. 64% short. This is just getting, it's getting spicy. It's getting spicy. Over 60% for the last 10 trading days. Oh, what's MT? Interesting. Okay, so we've done Intel. Let's check out NVIDIA. Not always, but many times, yes. We've got a nice little wedge going here on NVIDIA. Let's enlarge this. Let's look at it on a 3-day. Oh yeah, you can see that we have that same pattern setting up. We have this trend line that was resistance, now potentially support. You can see that we have a top forming. You can see that the big money sold right here on NVIDIA. It's the strongest stock. Everybody buy it. Well, they are shorting it at this time. Until it breaks above, we are below, and it looks like it's going to be a short trade. They might be popping it higher to sell more. Let's also, where is my Moby? It's not up there. I'm going to sign in. All right. Let me see what we have going on for NVIDIA. Let's also look at this over here. So we have the biggest trades for the day. Let's check out for NVIDIA what we have going on. 9 million right there. All right, I gotta expand it for everything to fit. All right, 900,000 on the 16th, 174, 900,000 there in 3 trades. Okay, these, ooh, look at that. 170, 3.3 million. Let's make these bigger. Let's do 1 million prints. Okay, 3 million at 170. Hey, move to the upside here. Hide the watch list? No. So according to this, those are the biggest ones right there. Prints. All right. Multiple tickers. Purple. All right, you can generate a Pine script to put it onto your charts if you want to. Okay, pretty cool stuff. But for now, they're saying, let's see, 2.5 million. If we look at NVIDIA, the most recent prints, the bigger ones are below us for sure. We had 4.4 in September, 2.5 for, we've got quite a bit, 169, 180s. Okay, so the lowest one is 169. We can see a big gap, 157 to 162, but 169, if we go below 169.65, there's the one at 168, but if we go below 168 over here, we go here, boom, we're going back down to 152 zone. All right, you can see it also on the chart. Sounds like a plan, Terry. Or just buy me some coffee. Right? Okay. Here we go. So, NVIDIA for today. Oh, like, why is it so big? Because I had the whole screen. All right. 176. So you could just put an alert for those price levels because now you know that's where the big money is located. Let's put 174.50 here. 174.50 and 176. All right, let's go to MicroStrategy. $337.50. Big money today is at $335.66. Let's put it below $334.20. $334.20, $337.50. I spend so much time on NVIDIA because it is such a big player in the market. When you saw it drop yesterday, the whole market dropped. You can see that we are in a bit of a consolidation right here. Somewhat looks like a diamond as well. And what's cool, Roger's saying, I see patterns and everything, is the human eye is much better at scanning and seeing a pattern than any computer. Our brains work so fast. 325 and 20 cents and 327. They work so much faster than any computer can do the computations. And so this allows for crazy big moves. All right, 1580. And 15, 1520. All right, 1520 and 1580. So above 1580, likely a bigger move to the upside there on SoundHound. AMD pulling back. We'll get to Tesla and all the other goodies as well. Let's put up here 160.80. Let's go 161. Nice round number there. 161 and done. No, I'm just kidding. We're down below 150. 150 and 161. Big money level is right. There's just above. All right, let's go back to Desi. 433.50. 428. 428. I want to go to 50, but I feel like it's going to get right there. So 428.50. If it drops, 428. All right, let's go to IonQ. IonQ over here. 70. And 68. All right, let's go to open. Tessie's going to 500. We shall see, unless some other people manipulate it to do other things. How about that? 1020 and 1060 for open. And Xena, Princess Warrior. All right. Big money is at 496. It looks like it really needs to break the 549 level. If it is unable to break 549, I'm not sure how far it'll go. So we got to go above 550 or potential short below 523 here. That's what I see for Xena. So right now it is consolidating. We have a triple bottom. We have crazy massive volume right here off of earnings, but the level to watch is that 550. If we go back from last one over here, 496, same big volume level. All right, so I hope that helps, Fish and Deer. All right, TSM. 3 hours. TSMC unit says TSMC Global buys fixed income securities. Why do they buy fixed income securities? Because they're not making income? Doesn't that sound odd? Why would a company buy fixed income securities? Sounds very odd to me. 254. 254 and 258. All right, let's go to Baba. Now remember, everything that I show you all here today is my own personal opinion. I am not a licensed financial advisor. I did have my Series 7. However, I am not currently licensed, so please trade with proper risk management. There are varying degrees of risk in all trading instruments, and no past performance is indicative of future performance. All right, disclaimer, done. I don't want anybody to get upset or get hurt. So please do your own due diligence. All right, Baba, looks like they've retraced it back down to the 4. Big volume right here, 74,000. That's a pretty big volume. Oh, look, it was 8 a.m. They turned on those algos then. Argentum, MYGN short. Let me finish these two and I will check it out for you. All right, ARM. We had the island gap, boom, closing it back down to the 50 simple right there on the 15 exponential. So where is the big money on the intraday right now? It's down at 145.98, so just below 146. Let's go 145.50 here. 145.50 for potential short trade if it can break below that 50 simple, or 147.50 for potential long trade. Big money is still below at 139.76. Let's go to Unity Software, another tanking. It's been advancing so long. Let's have a little breather. Look at these crazy advancements. All right. So let's go down here. Big money was up at 45.89. Boom, they dropped it to 44. Do you think they're covering or shorting more? Well, we will see with subsequent price action. Let's go above 44.06 there for potential long trade, or below 43.40 for potential short trade. Would likely hit 43.13 over here, maybe down to 42.50. All right, let's check out MYGN, Myriad Genetics. I don't really trade pharmaceuticals because they can always have news. Right now, big money is at 587. Are you looking for a swing trade, Argentum, or are you looking as a day trade? Excuse me. Right here, I would say long above 760. Which is that former point of control here. This is from yesterday. So if we look at add in yesterday's data, we can see 740 is where the big money is, right? So a long trade for it to really have movement would need to really break above 760, or a short trade below the 735 price level. It's right here at 740 with the big money. So if it goes below, really, it's more of a selling motion. You can see that they just had it up here. As long as we stay below 740, looks like it's going to be short. All right, let's get into the indexes. Let's go to the Dow. All right, Dow. Dark cloud cover. I don't know why I feel like the 29th we're going to see a crash in the market. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. A weird thing. All right, let's put up above 464.50. Nice little rounded top, huh? See the moving averages tell you too. And pivot is down here at 461.02, but yeah, okay, 461. It's going to give you 28 cents. It's going to be sort of a head banging on the way down until you get below 459.60. You're welcome. 461 and 464.50. The Russell. All right. Big sell-off yesterday in the 24-hour chart. So far, we've got a big wick today as well. Take it higher, suck those buyers. I think that sounds like a really funny. Take it higher, suck those buyers right on in until they're done. And then you short them. That's what the big guys do. It's not me. It's the big guys. We just follow them. They use mouthpieces like Jim Cramer to get you to buy. MSNBC. And then boom, it drops to the bottom. All right, so this one, 223.65. All right, we're good. Let's go on to the Qs. Did they readjust the Qs? Look at that wiki wick from the bottom yesterday. Wowie, wowie. Wowie, kapowie. Look, they took it down. How dirty is that? They took it down at 245 and then rocked it higher. So it had a 1, 2, 3 move and then advanced to the upside. Sucks for those people that are in options, and then they saw it up here this morning and now it's already down $2.50 from the high. Ooh, that's frustrating because you can't really do anything except for short the stock if you have enough capital. I need to delete this alert. All right, 594 and 596.50. All right, let's go the SPY. Same wiki wick. Almost up to that 670. Let's look at the, I'm going to look at this. We'll look at the big picture for the SPY. I feel like 670 is going to be a top out. 665 here. Oh, look, they brought it down to the 200 exponential. And they bounced it. So 661.80. There you go. That would be a potential for entry 661.80. Hey, what happened to the tunes? Why'd you stop? So I got to the end of the list. That's why it stopped. All right, I guess I was at the end of it all today. All right, so there you have it. There's the list for today. I hope you've enjoyed the live stream. Love to see you back again at 8:15 tomorrow morning. We'll be doing stocks and crypto. Have an amazing trading day. If you like what you saw today, check out my website, carpayprofit.com. You can buy the How to Trade Like a Billionaire book and get some perspective, how to set it up on your charts. Have an amazing trading